Here's a good way to explain it. My brain and my mind, my intelligence level, I know personally, I know myself. I know how I felt before. I know how I thought before. I know how my control was. I know how my attitude and my temperament was. Well, I am like a new and improved being. Not even just human being, man, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even matter. They're just words. And I'm not trying to sound whatever. I get tired of saying some of the same words. It's something different than everything else. And we're all different and unique in our own way. But what I'm talking about is a level of intelligence that can interpret different kinds of information, different communication source. And, it sounds crazy, but since this happened last year, I have studied a bunch of stuff. And I see yogis and scientists and quantum physicists, and nobody thinks they're crazy. So why do I think people are going to think I'm crazy? Maybe it's just because it happened it was so amazing. And when it happened, I experienced all the light sides and the dark sides and the good and bad ideas that we can have. And because of that, some of them are still there. And there's days where, I'm not afraid at all to die, at all. But that's not the point. The point is that I don't want to live a meaningless life. And right now it's not even meaningless. But what I mean is I have such potential to do something fully amazing for mankind, as we call it, and life in general, as we call it, if I can do it the right way. Because if I come across the wrong way to people, they're not going to listen to me. And I don't want them to listen to me. I want them to, hear me and listen to me, kind of thing. Like, feel what I'm saying, not just hear it and not pay attention. I want them to listen and actually attend hearing it, So, with all that being said, it's more like I don't mean to shrug off normal stuff. Like, my brother wants to go to this haunted house this weekend, and I might end up going because maybe it's something I need to do as a lesson. Right now I haven't asked because it's not that big of a deal. I haven't asked like my higher power about something like that because I can handle life on my own, it's not like that. Well, we don't handle life on our own anyway. Our higher powers are always working. They're in us and around us and making our body run and making everything go around. But anyway, I want to tell them that I don't want to go because I don't really want to expose myself to more blood and guts and gore. But I've already been there and seen it and done it anyway. But the thing is, I don't want to keep introducing those new things to myself again in this time space. So that way my thoughts get reminded of that here in the physical world, so talking about depressing subjects, all that kind of stuff, that I can be in rapture for 2-3 weeks, or since this happened, I've been there's been periods of time where I'm just floating basically the whole time. I'm just so in love with everything, and I'm so in tune, and I feel spirit, and I'm not just human walking around, and I basically have to act like Dan around people because I don't feel anything like the person I was, raised to be or crowned, with the role of. And nothing wrong with any of those things that I've done either. But I'm saying just far more than anything like that is what I feel as an experience. And when I have to talk about the normal same stuff over and over, that brings me down to a place where it's like so much progress can be made, and it's still there, but I have to seclude myself from all those things, take those out of my life. And I can't do it when the people I love most are doing it. Those are the ones doing it. So it makes me feel like, how am I supposed to do that? Because if I say anything to them, they just get angry and feel like I'm trying to tell them what to do. But then if I remove myself from the equation, they think I'm being rude, and we don't talk about the same things anymore. We don't do the same things anymore, and that's all fine. But it's no offense or no disrespect to anybody because I love them more than I ever have. It's just in order to do what I'm meant to do, I have to remove those things from my life. Not the people, just those topics. Like when those things come up, I have to try to change the subject. When they're doing it and it's not going anywhere, I need to just leave the room and go somewhere else. That's sort of how it has to be for me because my imagination and my brain itself the reality distorts the way things that I think when I'm in tune affect everything around me, like my environment, literally, like the weather, and I don't want to sound stupid because I don't want to talk about stuff like that, because then people want me to prove stuff, and I'm not trying to be ridiculed. It's not something I want to be made fun of for. It's not something I like ever would have imagined, and I don't know. I mean, I can be in control of it, but more or less when I try to be in control of it, I more or less or just control it, like ignore it, basically. Like, if I don't want to be made fun of, I have to try to ignore it, because it's my everyday life, all the time, all the moments, and the only way it's not is if I make myself take things seriously. And then when I do that, I see how my life is falling apart, not by my own fault, because I am doing all the right things through life. I'm working hard, I'm being kind to people, I'm doing right actions. I mean, I'm not harming anything or being rude or mischievous or in any way ill towards anything. But somehow, my personal life still is just crumbling. Or has been. I mean, I keep telling myself I know I have a great life. I love my life. But when it comes down to all the details by government paperwork and by people responding to my positive vibration, it's like, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, when people see me, I'm always happy and whistling and smiling, and it's not fake. But they're usually depressed and or unhappy or just like unsure. Some people aren't all necessarily unhappy, but they'll be sort of just like, yeah, I got, like this one girl, she always says, well, I can't complain. I get out of here and I have my son, so I nothing much more than I could ask for than that. Well, there's a lot more you could ask for than that. There's knowing your purpose. And your purpose isn't to have a son. Your son's going to grow up and he's going to leave. So your purpose isn't to just cling to that every moment that you're there. Like, you're there and enjoy it, yes, but don't make that everything of your life. And every single person needs to realize that no one thing should be the object of your desire at all times. Like, be where you are and enjoy everyone and everything around you. That's just simple. I mean, so, and really what I wanted to say is the problem. It's not even a problem. I don't see these words are just they're limited. So the thing at hand right now is trying to be as loving and compassionate and caring and respectful and spend as much time with my parents and my family as possible, but avoiding all the drama and stress and the worrying and the paying attention to negative situations, negative movies, negative TV shows, negative news, like repeat conversations, whatever, like those kind of things I need to remove myself from, because I'm growing every day, and the more I remove myself from those things, the more I grow and the more I have to offer. So I don't want to put off my growth to take steps backwards, because then I have to take time to get myself back in tune and clear all those things that get in my head, because then those thoughts are pinging around in my head. That's how it works. That's how everything works in life with every person. Today you're thinking about yesterday's and all your past stuff until something different and new happens today. And if it's important enough or big enough, you'll pay attention to it. It'll be on your mind, and it'll even move over into tomorrow. And if it's big enough, you'll keep reminding yourself of it and acting on it, and reminding yourself of it and acting on it, and then more things and more little details. So every day and more new stuff adds in. And if it's negative things, you have to remove them somehow, because they sit in there and they just stew around and ping around, and you'll see what I mean over time. Hopefully you already do. That way you can start working on it, and I can help you do it. And all I have to do is ask me to help you. I'm not going to put those kind of things in these talks either, because they would just take forever. I could talk forever, and and it's not just senseless talking. I have information beyond your wildest dreams, my wildest dreams. It comes out of me without me knowing most of the time, especially when I'm in that space. But anyway, that's it for now. Peace.